Yeah, when I was just going to confirm if he had left or not. For the main meeting on Monday. How come? Ladies always have one day or the other. I'm good, and you? This is better than that downstairs. Yes, Sir, please help me drop this bin or something.
this ATV people, you should start planning to give us tea to be drinking here now. Kimberly. Yeah? Is it after we're frozen? Or is it after we're frozen? Or to start today? Today? Tea will help, not either. Melissa? Yeah? Yeah, there will be. I don't have rights. I would have shown that royal wedding on ATV. I support. No. The white camera is on. Oh, in sports? Yeah. Science. It's a smart one. Can you? Yeah. They couldn't even let me come out from my house. They're building and cracking it. Couldn't come out from the house. The dust is just crazy. All right, we're ready. My goodness. Somebody's giving me ice water to drink. How is it, Dad? It's fine?
It's fine, sir.
Did he travel?
Yeah, I was supposed to, but I don't think yes. Travel anymore.
I can hear you, sir.
Mm.
1, 2.
1, 2, testing, ATV.
1, 2, testing, mic.
Myself? 1, 2, testing, ATV.
Peterside, I want to welcome you to The View. What a wonderful day we're experiencing, wonderful times we're experiencing. God is still doing great things, healing the sick, setting captives free, and doing miracles. Just that we are alive today is a great, great miracle, and we give. Going to be communicating with you, talking with you, praying with you. Just in the next 2 hours, by the grace of God, is going to be the time for The View. Again, for those of you that are watching The View for the very first time, The View, it's a program where we interact. You interact basically with the bishop. You know, we have people with issues in their lives, dreams, visions, and issues about marriages and relationships. And just today, I just have a feeling we should talk more about relationships. You know, different kinds of relationships, because the things that I'm seeing that is happening they legalize. I don't even know how they said it. They're about to legalize equal marriage. That's what they said. Equal marriage. Or they didn't even call it marriage. Equal partnership. And I was trying to hear what they were saying. So now they are saying that in equal partnership, everyone they are living together, but they're on their own. They are living together, they are on their own. They are not bound to do anything together. They are not bound to take decisions together. They are not bound to do anything together. They just cohabit together, and they are equal partners in the relationship. Everyone is free in the relationship. So as a man, I am free to do whatever I want to do, but we're in partnership. And as a woman, she's free to do whatever she wants to. So she's free to have another man friend there. It's equal. You are free to do your own thing there, and they're all free. You know, and I'm like, oh, okay. And they have 2 kids already. So they're in court trying to make sure that they legalize this kind of partnership. So they have the idea of how this partnership should be. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So this is the world we live in. Okay, before we go into the program, remember there'll be numbers on the screen. Those numbers on the screen is for you to communicate with us. It's a WhatsApp number, absolute WhatsApp number. Send us a WhatsApp. You know, sometimes you're watching us and you think somebody else will send. You think somebody else will communicate. No, we are talking to you. You know, whatever is happening in the church, whatever you've heard about the church, whatever you heard about kinds of relationships that are happening, please do communicate. Whether you are in a hotel room, whether you are watching in the house, we want to hear from you. The essence of the program is that we can dialogue. You can write in, comment, and we will look at it from different angles. So in the studio with me, I have Comfort that start with Comfort. Comfort is here with us. Comfort, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor to be here.
Wonderful. IK, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, sir.
And Melissa, you're here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much,
I got
sir.
a call yesterday from for the they said if I call you to do what he even said was that when people are called to do announcement, they're asked to do announcement, they take another 15 minutes to start preaching. The word of God says, the word of God says. The word of God did not say anything. It's not your job to say it. Tell them the announcement. On Monday, there's prayer meeting. On Wednesday, there is Bible class. On Thursday, finish your job and walk away from the altar. So I got excited when he was telling me yesterday. He said, man of God, you don't know. Thank you for what you said. I'm like, have you been under that kind of pressure? He said, all the time. All the time. That all these people waste his time. Before everybody that goes on the altar, he says, open to the Bible, Matthew. I said, what is this man doing there? You understand? especially prayer meeting. Yes, I've even told my pastors this. Leave the preaching for me. Anything this church needs to know, they need to know it from me. If I send you to go and minister on Wednesday, have your field. What you're saying, so that you must be in line with the vision. You must be in line with the vision. You wanted to say something?
Yes,
I see your microphone on.
I remember that I also had this discussion with my dad, and he mentioned that what you did mention, it's something that is key. Most pastors complain about it. Many don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Because in their own case, they're a bit bothered that when they address the so-called leaders, it might lead to a kind of like, but hearing it coming from you and is reassuring, so they know that this is the right thing. You can't go there. You take testimony, you open a Bible verse, then you begin to minister from the Bible verse.
Yeah.
It's
No,
so wrong.
it
I remember
is-
the ministry we went before.
Yeah.
If you by mistake, if it's mistakenly
Try.
deviate,
You are gone.
That's
Sometimes people think the man of God is hard. No. It's an assignment. Everyone stays in his lane.
yes,
If you're given an instruction, you understand. Imagine that you're given an instruction to drive this car to Kempton Park, and you go and appear in Tembisa. That's what you're doing. You are given an assignment, finish the assignment, and go and sit down. And, Melissa gave me a book, one of the best books I've read in the last 1 year. I've just asked her, I want to reproduce the book. I will call the man that wrote the book. I want to reproduce the book. Every pastor or assistant pastor should have it. I've been going crazy. I read it every night. That's what I try to go and sleep with. I read it till past 11 yesterday. I've marked the book. Every page is a mark. It talks about fatherhood and sonship. Unbelievable book. And one of the greatest challenges in ministry is when an assistant pastor or a son talks about his ministry. Even if Comforter sings for me, they used to talk of her ministry. Problem has come in that ministry because she doesn't have a ministry. She is in my ministry. You understand? She is in my ministry. Her ministry only takes place when she's outside the ministry. She can't come on my altar or be inside the church and be saying my ministry. I read this book. This guy said, assistant pastors have been deceived by that word, my ministry. You understand? My ministry, and you see most assistant pastors have this challenge. We know God has called you. We believe God has called you. But you are in a ministry. And all that must be known and heard is that ministry that you are serving. You cannot even mention my ministry. Even when you are praying, oh God bless what's your ministry? You have become a rebel in that ministry. You must say bless this ministry where you are in. You understand? The scripture
most it was going to explain what it means. People should settle down and think for once. Why did God talked to Samuel, but Samuel was hearing Eli's voice. I mean, he could have heard his own father's voice or other people's voice. He went 3 different times, and Eli
Yes.
eventually realized and said, okay, you know what, next time just say, speak, Lord.
Because he was so focused on service.
Service.
He was so focused on, and the Bible said the whole of Israel knew that he was going to be the next prophet. But even in their knowing, he was not exalting his ministry. He would, like you say, he would run to Eli. He would run to Eli. And in the book that I read, it's unbelievable, beautiful book, beautiful. I think it was written almost 2004. That's what I checked. He said this. He said, every pastor must have the Isaac spirit. Every assistant pastor must have the Isaac spirit. And he said, in the Isaac spirit, Abraham was 100 years. Isaac was 17. He said, God said, I will sacrifice you. He said, every assistant pastor, every follower must sacrifice himself. You know the Bible says, 100-year-old tying a 17-year-old. No, he gave him his hand to tie. He gave him his leg. So the man was saying, where did he tie him? Did he tie him in the hand or where he was lying down? It's obvious. You can't tie his leg when he's standing. So it's already on the sacrifice altar. And he sacrificed, tied his hands, and the boy was ready to, he says, this guy was the heir apparent, Isaac, but he was ready to disappear, that his father can sacrifice him. And he says, if you follow this process, you understand? If you follow this process, when that his father did not release him.
True.
Is that true?
True.
His father did not release him because it was not time for him to go. He had bigger assignments to do with his father. So his father said, well, since you say you want to go. So there are pastors that you let go because they feel they want to go. It is not because God has released them. It is not because you even released them. You understand? They reluctantly to avoid matters that touch. You say, okay, go. You understand? But you see, and the truth about it is that that person has not been released in the spirit. He left, not because he was released. He left. And when he came back, the father was ready. Now, if the father had released, the father would say, no, why are you coming back? Come on now, go. The Bible said the father opened his hands. Come, change him. This boy has come back to his senses. I really did not release him, but he left. I don't know why we're talking this way. But it's a beautiful book that we think not just the pastors, church members should have. He talks about sonship. He says there's no son and daughter. He talks about daughtership. He talks about sonship. It is one of the best books. I'll ask my PA to go to my bag. I want to advertise the book. It is that good. You know, we would have a lot of mess if people read this book. Peter, do you love me? Do you really love me? If you love me, why are you running away? Why you? A girl talks, you run away. A girl talks, you can't defend your church. You can't defend your father. You can't defend your church. I was so excited yesterday on TV where they were on motor show. I saw the case came up in the church, and the church members carried banners everywhere. Release our father. Release our father. I was so excited. You understand? I'm like, where are the members? You have 1,000, 2,000 members. Where are they? But you see, members run away because they came for miracles. But I saw sons. There's no man that is without sin. You understand?
True.
If everybody in South Africa gets bail, give the man the bail. So bail him. Let the normal law follow. You understand?
In Joshua was saying we hear sounds of rejoicing, and Moses was saying that's not the sound of those who are rejoicing. That means he didn't know what was going on.
He didn't know.
And the other time was that should we go for the servant of God, and that's what is missing. People, we're teaching a lot of faith, which is good. We're teaching a lot of miracles, prosperity, healing, but sonship, true sonship. Because this is how the spirits of that God has given the
spirit of a father can even be transferred.
And you can be able to do, I give kudos to a lot of churches who do this regularly. I know Christ Ambassador have been here. It's always part of the show, because sometimes people mistake this doctrine and think, oh, it's an opportunity for the man of God just wants to
exalt himself
and make slaves of people. But they don't know that that's the demonic interpretation of what is being taught.
Yes, to be bastards, because even if you look at the family setting, in the family setting, there is a better order when there is hierarchy of leadership, when there is father, mother, children, and there is respect. Now, what the world is fighting, like I just told you, so that there will not be order in the family. And once there is no order in their family, you will see this, what do they call it? Dysfunctional families. The same way in the church. When you don't see order in the church, you don't see followership in the church, you don't see commitment. If you see the church of the old days, a Catholic will say, I'm a Catholic. An Anglican will tell you, hey, leave this thing, I'm an Anglican. You understand? In their own case, maybe they were into doctrine.
Bring God's power to the nations, changing lives, bringing elevation. ATV. Yeah. Bring God's power to the nations, changing lives, bringing elevation. Changing lives, bringing elevation. ATV. Yeah. Bring God's power to the nations, changing lives, bringing elevation. ATV. Bring God's power to the nations, changing lives, bringing elevation.